Hey, it is Chef Rene Johnson, and today let's talk about what your team should look like, especially if you're catering. So, I'm going to tell you this really cute story. I was catering for 300 black women, all bad, all millionaires. And I was in the line and I was serving a customer peach cobbler. And she looked at me, and I'll never forget her, you guys. She was beautiful. She had this orange top on. She had her titties pushed up. I want to say there were sparkles on them. She was just amazing. I'm looking at her like, oh, girl, you bad. You got it going on. So anyway, so as I'm serving her cobbler, what she looks at me and says is, why are you serving me cobbler? And I said, oh, just because I want to, and just cause. And she looked at me and she said, if you don't put that spoon down and get over there with all the other leaders and all of the other powerful women right now. And she said, and if you feel you need to serve me cobbler, send somebody home because you're throwing money away. I looked at her and said, oh, okay. So I put the spoon down, handed it to one of my staff members, and I went over there and I joined the group. It was an amazing, amazing event. The other thing that happened at that event, at the end of the event, 7 women got on stage and they gave something powerful in a closing statement. The only statement that I remembered was a girl stood up and said, get yourself a crew. She said, because without your crew, you are nothing. Get yourself a crew that you can depend on, that's going to show up for you, that believes in your vision. Get yourself a crew. And then she sat down and didn't say anything else. That's what I remember. So as I share my story about my catering, I'm going to tell you what kind of team you need to grow. And you need a few people. The first and most important thing that I did is I realized I needed to get out of the way so we can grow. And it wasn't me who did it. It was my team who said, no, you're not going. No, we're doing this. And I had to allow them to take over and so we could grow. So one of the things that you're going to need is you're going to need a sales manager. A sales manager was key for me because my sales manager took over my bookings because I'm kind of popular, if you didn't know. I love everybody, if you didn't know. And I'm always giving somebody a discount and something free and with a kiss and all that kind of stuff. My sales manager took that out of my hands. She is growing my business and she was upselling my business and she was getting the most of my business. She gave my business a different kind of value. The other thing I did is I got an event manager. My event manager manages my events. That kept my client from coming to me with complaints. All my client came to me was to say how beautiful the event was. My event manager is the one who made sure that my client vision is there. So if my client is having an all gold party, everything is going to be gold because my event manager is handling that, and he's taking that piece of me running around and having it in my head out of my hands. Now, what's great about my event manager is that my event manager came up underneath me. He has my vision. So you're going to have to train your event manager how to listen, how to make sure everything is just right, but it's worth it. So my event manager does all that for me. So when I get to an event, everything is set up. My chafing dishes are clean. If my customer is requiring gold chafing dishes, the gold chafing dishes are there. If they want lilies or whatever they may want, it's there. So my event manager handles that piece. You also need a chef. You need to get out of the kitchen and have that chef be there. That chef could be even warming up your food that you created or that you cooked, but you need a chef. And then you also need a kitchen manager. And your kitchen manager is going to work with your chef to make sure that your chef has everything that he needs. He's going to also make sure that if you're doing buffet style, that everything is always replenished. So your kitchen manager is going to do the running around for you. Get those 4 people. It's a game changer. The other thing that's major important is your staff. You got to have great wait staff. You have to have staff that can talk clearly, that can smile at your customers, that's not just throwing food on your customers' plates, that's there to serve your customers as they are if they were waiters or waitresses. They need to be able to represent you. All of these people require you to train them, and it requires them to have your vision and your style. And if they're not bringing that to the table, a learning spirit, a beautiful spirit, and a loving spirit, then they're not on your team. It takes some time to find a team, but it's worth it to find a team. So let's go through it one more time. You need to have a sales manager who's going to handle all your sales. She's going to upsell your clients. She's going to let your clients know your value. You need to have an event manager, because that event manager is going to create your client's vision and make sure that your event runs smoothly. You're going to have a kitchen manager who's going to communicate with your chef, because you're going to get out of the kitchen. You're going to have your wait staff who is going to represent you and make sure your customers, all of their needs are met. And it was one more person. I don't know what it was. But those are the people you need on your team when you're doing catering or when you're running a restaurant. But anything that's in a culinary arena, you have to have a team. And you have to be willing to get out of the way so you can grow. And you have to be able to communicate your vision and what you want for your business. You guys have a beautiful day. I'll share more stuff with you later. Bye.